Hello, this is Tyler Conrady, and this is my presentation on FERPA for the Unified School District 239 in Minneapolis. First of all, many of you probably don't know what FERPA is, but it is an acronym that stands for the Family, Educational Rights, and Privacy Act. Now, this act was passed in 1974 to make sure that students' records and everything that they have as far as their information was kept confidential and private. That way, people who were not authorized to see this information couldn't see it. And this information is supposed to be kept confidential unless the parents give consent to have that information given to someone else. Now, the parents and actually legal guardians as well of students are legally able to see their child's record at the school. Any information that is kept in that's used for school purposes is able to be seen by the parents. And if the parents happen to look at this information and they feel like that information is not correct or it's not quite valid, then they have the ability to protest that information and hopefully have the school change it if it indeed is incorrect. And if they feel like they're not getting the correct information put in there by the school, then they can seek legal counsel to help get that information changed or corrected if they feel like they need it. Students are legally able to access this information that their parents access if they have turned 18 years of age or if they're older than that and they are enrolled in a post-secondary institution beyond high school. And at this point, these students are able to have the same rights as their parents. They can access any of that information. They can change it if they feel like it needs to be changed. They can protest it, and they're able to access anything that their parents are able to at that time. School personnel are also able to access any student's information, so any teachers or administrators or counselors are able to do that if that information is going to be used for educational purposes. If they feel like they need to get some more information on the student that they're maybe having a little bit of trouble with and try to better understand those students, they're able to do that. And anytime that school personnel accesses any of this information or any of the student records, then they must keep an accurate record of the time that they accessed it and who accessed it, and that way you can make sure that people know who has had authorization to access this information. And the school personnel have a legal obligation to refrain from disclosing any information that they've seen in these files to other people who have no reason of knowing it. Anybody outside the school, any other teachers that are not going to be teaching those students, they're not supposed to tell anybody else about it. And if those teachers who have accessed that information do tell someone else, then it can result in a defamation of character lawsuit against them. An example that I have is here that talks about, is it okay for Teresa, who is a teacher, to tell another teacher, Tammy, about the IEP of Johnny that she just saw? And Tammy will at no point teach Johnny. She just happens to be another school teacher in the district. And the answer to that is most definitely not. She is not able to tell Tammy this information because she will not be teaching Johnny, and that information is supposed to be kept private. Teresa could actually be charged with slander, which is an oral defamation of character, and that would definitely be not something that Teresa would want. The schools who have all of this information should keep it all separate and maintain in a safe place, and they should have records of all students in their building. And any changes or viewings of that information should have a proper record kept about it, and everything should be signed and dated, who accessed it and when. And all of that information should be stored all together, so if needed, the parents or the school members can access it at any time. The citation that I used for this presentation was a Teacher's Pocket Guide to School Law written by Nathan Essex. Thank you.